What's up guys, Groovy Guitar Dude here with a beginner guitar tutorial for Black Swan by BTS. If this video helps you out, hit that like and subscribe button and let me know down in the comments below what are the songs by BTS that you want to learn on guitar. Guys, the first thing that you want to know to play Black Swan on guitar is that in order to get your cymbal chords and keep this as beginner friendly as possible, we're going to capo up to 10th fret. And if you don't have a capo, I'll have a link to get this capo for free right up here. The next thing that we usually go over for a song is the structure, but for Black Swan we're actually going to have one chord progression that will repeat through the entire song, and then just a little picking pattern that will play through the intro, the outro, and one time in the middle of the song. So we don't need to worry about the structure for this one. And the last thing that you want to know before we dive into Black Swan is the 4 chords that you need to play this song. The first one is C. The next one is A minor. The next one is E minor. And the last one is D. And I'll have chord charts for all of those in the pinned comment below for those of you who need them. And with all that in mind, guys, let's dive into Black Swan. Man, I've gotten so many requests for this song. It's a great song for beginners, and it feels really good to get back to some K-pop. So, like I said, this song does have one chord progression and one strum pattern that repeats through the whole entire song. It does have a picking pattern for that intro, outro, and that little middle part of the song, but we'll get to that in just a little bit. The first thing we're going to take a look at here is that chord progression and strum pattern that's going to repeat through the whole entire song, start to finish. So, first let's take a look at the chord progression. Our chord progression that will repeat through the whole song is going to be C, A minor, E minor, and D. Repeated through the whole song, start to finish. Now, what we're going to do for the strum pattern for each one of those chords is going to be 4 down strums for each chord. So it'll go a little bit like this through our chord progression. We'll start with our C chord. We'll go down, 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 down. Or without me talking. Now, one thing I am liking to add to this whenever I'm playing it is a little bit of palm muting. Now, palm muting might be something new for the beginners out there. It's not too terribly difficult. I'll give you a brief little crash course on it here, but it kind of adds a little bit to the song. It gives that muted feel that this song actually kind of has. I feel like it better represents the way the song is actually played. So all palm muting is, if you've never done it before, is you're going to take this part of your strumming hand and you're going to softly rest it on the strings near the bridge while you're strumming in order to kind of mute the strings. So it kind of sounds like this. So you can still hear your chord, it's just a little bit muted and muffled. So all we're going to do is just do that for every single chord. So still 4 down strums for each chord. We're just going to do that palm muting thing just to kind of give it a little bit more of a muffled sound. So same thing, starting with the C chord. Down, 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 down. Just like that. And I feel like that sounds a little bit more accurate to the way the song is actually played on guitar. Just kind of a cool thing. If you're a beginner and you're not quite to that kind of technique yet, you can just use the chord progression and the strum pattern with no palm muting. It'll still sound great, but if you want to incorporate that palm muting, it'll sound a little bit more accurate to the song. So guys, this is just a simple chord progression and a simple strum pattern that most beginners shouldn't have any trouble with, but a couple of times full speed without me talking through that chord progression and strum pattern that will repeat all the way through Black Swan will look about like this. And guys, the only other thing that you need to know to play Black Swan on guitar is that little picking pattern that plays in the intro, after the first chorus, and the outro of the song. It's a groovy, cool little picking pattern. I'm excited to share it with you guys. I will give you a heads up, this one is going to be tough to play if you don't have a cutaway on your guitar, because we will be playing way high up here on the frets. So if you're playing on an acoustic guitar without a cutaway, this is going to be almost impossible. But if you have an acoustic guitar with a cutaway or an electric guitar, this will be no problem. It's a pretty easy picking pattern. Also, just a heads up, my frets aren't really really marked on this very well. So just a heads up that this right here is 12th fret and this is 15th fret. So everything in this picking pattern is going to be played between 12th fret and 15th fret. So with that in mind, let's take a look at this picking pattern. We're going to start here on 15th fret of the high E string. We're going to pick that and let it ring out a little bit. And then we're going to go to 15th fret of the B string, and then 13th of the high E, and then 12th of the high E, and let that one ring out a little bit. And then we're going to go back up here to the 15th fret of the B, and then 13th of the B, and then back up to 15th of the B, and let that one ring out a little bit. And then we're going to do 15th on B again, then 13th high E, then 12th high E, let that one ring out a little bit. And we're going to do 15th on the B, and then 13th on the B. And we're going to let that last 13th ring out just a little bit. And then that is going to repeat a couple of times in the intro, a couple of times in the outro, and then a couple of times after the first chorus of the song as well. So I'm going to play through that a couple of times slowly first so that you can make sure that you have all the right stuff in all the right places. And then I'll play through it a couple of times full speed so that you can match it up with the speed of the song. So slowly a couple of times first through the picking pattern that's going to repeat a couple of times to the intro, the outro, and the middle of Black Swan will look about like this. And a couple of times through the picking pattern that's going to repeat through the intro, the outro, and after the first chorus of Black Swan will look about like this, full speed. And guys, that is everything that you need to know to play Black Swan on guitar. As always, if you have any questions, you can hit me up in the comments down below. I'm usually pretty quick getting back to those. And again, if this video helped you out, hit that subscribe button. I have about 750 other guitar and ukulele lessons on this channel, and I usually try to post at least 3 to 5 new lessons every single week. So if you're learning guitar or ukulele, there could not be a more perfect channel for you to check out. If you want to see what songs I'm jamming on today, where I'm traveling, or pictures of my dog, you can hit up my Instagram at @thegroovyguitardude. Link for that will be in the description below. And lastly guys, if you want to support the channel and get your name in the credits at the end of each new guitar tutorial, you can hit my Patreon at patreon.com/thegroovyguitardude. Link for that will be in the description below as well. Guys, Black Swan is one of those songs that I've gotten a ton of requests for, and I love doing K-pop songs because the community around K-pop is so cool and positive. You guys are awesome. I love reading the comments whenever I post K-pop songs. Black Swan is a great song for beginner guitarists because it really is just that one chord progression through the whole entire song with that one strum pattern, and then you have that picking pattern that falls in the intro, the outro, and then after the first chorus as well. That just repeats a couple of times. Both of those things are pretty beginner friendly. The only kind of tricky part of this song is going to be if you have a guitar that does not have a cutaway. Like I said before, it just makes things a little bit tight because we are capoing way up to the 10th fret, but that does help us not have any bar chords. Any other way you play this song pretty much will have bar chords other than if you capo up to 10th fret. So again, in the interest of keeping the song as beginner friendly as possible and also being as accurate as possible, it's best to capo up to that 10th fret if you can, if you have a cutaway. If not, there's a couple of ways to play it without the capo that do require bar chords, but this one I felt like was the most accurate and the most beginner friendly. So other than that, guys, it's a fairly beginner friendly song and it's a lot of fun to play. I love that picking pattern. I've been jamming on it a lot. It's been stuck in my head. So I had a lot of fun learning this song. I hope you guys have a lot of fun learning it as well. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see y'all soon.